Turn on the mics. There we are. We're live. We're hot. Hot mics.
Did you turn on the recording?
Yeah, I got the recording.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. Let me record on here.
That's what I.
Oh, I thought you meant the video here.
No, I meant the actual
All right.
podcast. I said I hope you're recording it.
Let's go. All right. Get your fucking hands up. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Best Friends podcast in the world. We are the greatest podcast to exist in the history of podcasts. It's your number one source for all things craft beer related. The internationally acclaimed, Cindy Crawford approved podcast of hops, high fives, and friendship. I am your host, the crispiest of boys, Tom.
And I'm your other host, the Hop Master General, the Royers Ford Rattlesnake. Play my music.
Still forgot that beer. Didn't get the Busch Light. Didn't get it.
I put up my hand every episode, just waiting for a beer to fly into it.
No. Yeah, forgot again. Surprise, everybody. All right. And
I think you redeemed yourself this episode. So,
Dan, what are you thinking? It's been a few weeks. We've been on our quest to become
the badass intro.
Yeah, we need to be more badass. We've been trying to.
It's tough.
We've been trying to change our brand a little bit. Craft beer guys get a bad rap of being kind of soft soy boys and.
I like that.
Yeah, and not really a badass crew.
I like how you used the word crew. That's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. The craft beer drinkers are drinking their fruity beers with lactose and strawberry jam and what have you. And
trying to make lactose badass again. Is this?
Okay. That's a tough road to go down.
Another pod for another time.
But the badass guys are slamming Bud Heavies and kicking ass and listen to Metallica. As you were.
They're badass.
Yeah. So the best way I think as like an audio medium
is to have a badass intro.
We have to have a badass intro, and we've been trying to find the most badass intro that we could possibly get.
And I mean, you've really plateaued, but I feel like you've redeemed yourself tonight.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, I give it to you.
All right.
Hand it off.
All right.
You do it.
And we are the Best Friends podcast in the world. Hit the music.
I mean, if you want to think of like badass, like this had to be a song in the Fast and the Furious, right? Like the first one.
It had to be somewhere in.
And that's how badass this song is.
I know. It's all about family and doing donuts and burnouts and
click boom.
Yeah, jumping cars over buildings and
Monster Energy drink.
Yeah, I think there wasn't there like in one of them wasn't there like monsters coming out of the sea in Japan?
Oh no, was that Fast and the Furious?
The cars all came together and formed like a giant robot, and then they fought the. What are they? Gaijus, right? Yeah.
I feel like your brain just started melting like 6 movies together.
six butt rock movies together.
Yeah, to form a perfect organism.
All right, let's get into the episode here, guys. Remember, follow, rate, review. Reviews help us make the show better. Be creative. Be scathing. We don't care.
5-star party, baby.
5-star party. That's where the real money's at. Is 5 stars. And if you like the podcast, tell your friends about it. If your friends like craft beer, then they might like the podcast too. I don't know. Let's grow them numbers, boys. Let's
pump up those numbers. They're rookie numbers right now.
Let's get Papa Tom and Daddy Dan some of that guap. We need that sweet cashew.
Let's get a Manscaped commercial on this.
Come on. Right? We had another one, some other ball trimmer reach out to us and they're like, "Hey, buy our product and then talk about it."
That's the new spam on Instagram. It was like, "Hey, would you like to have a ball trimmer sponsor?"
Dude, yeah, but it was like buy the product and then talk about it. And I was like, I don't think you know how ads work.
No.
Yeah. I buy a lot of things and I don't talk about them on the podcast.
Sure.
Send me something free. I want that free stuff.
All right.
And so I'm still trying to get that Casper mattress sent to me.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's all I want.
And we can't start our episodes without talking about our corporate overlords.
Yes.
Breweries in PA is the leading resource for all things Pennsylvania craft beer, connecting beer drinkers to the PA breweries they love. Go to breweriesinpa.com and follow them on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at breweriesinpa. That's it.
That's it. All right.
That's
and we have to get that in because
because if we don't get it in, that
hologram Chad has that like Sauron's eye on us.
yeah, we're pretty convinced, and because you haven't seen any of the shows here, we're just gonna if this is your first stream, we don't think Chad's a real person.
No, he's a
We've
hologram.
never met him. We've only met Matt. So Chad, till we meet you, you're strictly a Zordon from the Power Rangers to us.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. He's on that like level of like that Tupac hologram. He's gonna come up and be like, Galaxy Hops. I don't know. That's what I got. All right, and we are also a part of the Hopped Up Network. Hopped Up Network is an ever-growing group of independent beer podcasts. Check out all the other podcasts at the network at www.hoppedupnetwork.com. All right, everybody. Let's introduce our guest. He's been patiently waiting.
I know you forgot to black out the screen.
It happens.
I was like, he's just been sitting here as we just like riff on.
We'll be better at some point.
As we riff on Pacific Rim, he just had to sit here and listen to us without saying.
It was Fast and the Furious, Dan.
Oh, okay.
All right, so our guest tonight is from Four Fingers Brewing. He is the official social media manager and taste tester over there.
Head of R&D.
Yeah, head of R&D. Yeah. There you go. And he's also a producer at WIP for the Marks and Reese show.
Oh,
what's that? 3 to what? I don't even know. What's the time? It's on my drive home. I know that.
2 to 6.
2 to 6.
Monday
there we go.
Friday.
Except when the Phillies are playing, right?
Yeah, except when I'm producing the games during when the Phillies are playing, so I'm still there, but they are not.
Wait, are you working right now?
No, I'm talking to you. Well, I'm working because I'm watching the Phillies, which
Oh.
is work. Thing.
I just wish that was work.
I'm here to talk to you two.
Anyway, we're talking to Jack Fritz tonight. Jack, thank you for coming on with us to drink and talk about beer.
Yeah, thanks a lot. This is gonna be a lot of fun.
Maybe some farts. I don't know.
Maybe some.
I like the click click boom intro song. I'm a big fan of you got to get that kind of rock going if you want to be in the right mindset to do a show or a podcast. So I think it's good. I think you should stick with that one.
I feel like this the perfect Brad Lidge walkout music to it.
Yeah,
or something.
that's a good one. Yeah, I feel like Click Click Boom might be more of like a Billy Wagner type.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, back when he couldn't throw 100 miles an hour and got mad at Phillies fans for booing him.
Yep.
Sarcastically.
Perfect Brett Myers walk-up music.
Oh my God, that's the one.
Essential Brett Myers.
That's
man.
Brett Myers.
He's a country singer now, so he probably has his own intro song.
Really?
Oh.
That doesn't surprise me in the
We'll
least.
have to go into that after hours.
Yeah.
It is terrible. You won't like it at all.
Bonus time.
Yeah, I'll find it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna search it out. So I had some. Oh yeah, Steve Madsen, our buddy, brought up in chat a song that I had been thinking of all week and completely forgot today. Little Monster Magnet action.
Oh yeah, Space Lord would have been a good good one. Hey, Zeppy's in the chat.
Oh, we got Zeppy in chat. Yo, Zeppy. All right, let's get into this. All right,
let's do it.
So we're gonna be drinking some. Surprise, surprise! We're going to drink some beer from Four Fingers Brewing out of Aston, PA.
Good idea.
So we're going to be starting off here with we're going IPA all day today.
That we are.
All right. So before we start here, while Dan's getting our beers ready, I'm going to talk about the awful cesspool that is Untapped. Untapped is an awful place where you think you know what you're talking about beer, so they let you rate and review it, but you never make coherent sense, and your ratings are all disoriented. So you can check in beers and not rate them and review them. It's not really a requirement. You don't have to rate or review beers. You're actively hurting the beer community. So if you want to follow us and
use
see
it
what
as
we're
like a little black book.
Exactly. If you want to follow us on Untapped and see what we're drinking tonight, what we've drank in the past, how many beers are we up to, Dan?
I got to get that updated. I think we're 2 episodes behind updating it. Working hard, drinking the beers.
What are we? Somewhere in the neighborhood of $1.50?
Yeah, I think we're actually well above that. Let me
Really?
pull it up. I'm pulling it up right now. We're over $150 now.
Okay.
We actually have more followers on Untapped than we have on Facebook.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah, dude, we just keep getting dude, I'm just keep scrolling through. We get so many followers, and thank you guys for following us. But yeah, if you aren't following us yet, check us out on Untapped. That's at Best Best Friends Pod. That's Best Best Friends POD.
Now, are you guys
Oh yeah.
Yes, that's a POD drop.
Are you guys actually best friends, or is that just a bit? Like, are you guys how close are we?
So it gets it
Tell our tale, Tom.
yeah, it gets confusing. You know, we never claim to be the best friends.
Right. What's your
we're
biggest problem with him?
his height.
Yeah,
Motherfucker.
that is hard to get past. I agree.
I'd like a friend that doesn't have to jump to give me a high five.
God damn it. You're such an asshole. I just hate that you dress like me.
That's true. Yeah, we did get that. That's gonna sit with me forever. That what was his name?
Oh,
Stephen Breslin.
Yeah, Stephen Breslin out there in Bucks
he
County told us that we look like a couple that starts to look like each other after a few years.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like best friends to me. So
So
I think it makes sense.
we don't claim to be the best friends. The podcast is we're a best friends podcast. There's lots of best friends podcasts out there, but we are the best friends podcast in the world.
Gotcha.
It's a bold claim, but I stand by it.
A lot more sense, yeah.
Yeah, we probably should have put a lot more thought into it, but
We had no idea we were going to go into craft beer. We started trying to be funny, and it just wasn't working out.
No.
We're like, yeah, we're going to be a comedy podcast. It's going to be a lot of fun, but we're going to drink beer during it too. And then we had an epiphany, and we're clearly not funny enough for the comedy aspect. But hey, we can talk about beer.
yeah. And I completely blame. I accredit the amount of Untapped followers to the POD drops.
Yeah, the POD drops definitely add followers. As soon as we drop our handle and you get POD stuck in your head, you're going to go to Untapped and you're going to give us a little follow.
Yeah.
All right, let's crack these beers and get started.
I think
Joe.
so. Yeah. Let's do. So we're going to do High Hops by Four Fingers Brewing Company. It's a bullpen session IPA. I really like that.
Yeah, I love everything about the theme of this beer right now.
So it's a session IPA. It's described on Untapped as described on Untapped as a crushable yet aggressively hopped session that is perfect to enjoy on a warm summer day. You know, what else do you need? 5.2% ABV. Let's get a crack going.
Let's go.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
All right, let's get these poured out and let's talk about it. Oh.
Yeah, the can art is great.
Yeah, the whole theme of this beer, and I've been waiting for us to do Four Fingers so we can get this beer.
I mean, let's start off with the name, High Hops. Come on. Any ode to Harry Callis, I'm in on.
Exactly right. That was the whole point of it. Paul Carpenter did the art. Paul Carpenter is a local Philly-based artist who I figured out loved the Phillies as well. So I reached out to him, and he was like all in to do it. So
there's so much going on in there. Like you got everything.
There is a lot.
Everything is packed in there. So you got
Oh yeah, put that.
Yeah.
For all the audio listeners, you're not gonna.
No.
I'll try and describe it for you with my sultry voice. You've got some nice red pinstripes here. You got the green here. I like the board on the back for the ounces, ABV, and IBU right there.
Little scoreboard action.
That is sick.
You got High Hops in the Phillies font, Phillies red pinstripes, and
all the Harry Callis quotes on the.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a great design. Actually, probably hard label shopping on this one.
Yeah, it's going on the label board.
All right, you ready to cheers, guys?
Yes, sir. Boys, Slancha.
Oh, this is good. I'm curious as to what this one gets on Untapped because it doesn't look like orange juice.
I know you can.
That's usually like what defines if you're going to get anything over a 4 is if your beer looks like orange juice. But
exactly.
We'll check.
So, we usually do the BJCP style guidelines for for each beer and kind of break down what it is. BJCP doesn't really have a session IPA style breakdown.
They haven't been updated since like 2016.
2015.
2015. I'm sorry.
But basically, what a session IPA breaks down to is it can be any style of IPA. A session, you can really have a session of any beer. Really, session is typically 5% and under.
Right.
So it's it's supposed to be sessionable. You're supposed to be able to throw back a couple of them. And what I read, it was for workers in England to be able to session beers and go back to work and not be completely shit-faced.
Oh, nice. Yeah. And they were all ales because you can make those faster, get them out to the population, get them drinking, and get them out of the back to work. It's a lunch beer.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, it's the idea was to make a beer that had hop flavor to it, because I feel like my problem with most sessions is that like they take away a lot of the flavor to keep the ABV down. And I felt like with this, it does a pretty good job of having the hop flavor to it, but also having flavor in a sense.
So this is an aggressively hopped session style IPA that is perfect for the hot summer days. The combination of Mosaic, Centennial, and Amarillo hops creates a hop-filled experience that makes it the best beer to enjoy during a ball game, period. That's a great hop combination. It's one that I don't know if we really had many with that hop combo.
Centennial. Yeah, bringing it back the old school.
Yeah, it's got West Coast vibes to it.
Yeah, bringing that Northwest hops, like the big C's out there and everything, and giving it a nice like piney resinous to like the sessionability of this.
Yeah, I mean, I think the period at the end really stated how serious we are about this being a great baseball beer. I don't know if the whole other sentences would have brought it home without the period at the end. So
I feel like you were just writing this with voice text, and you were just like, period. God damn it! All right, keeping it.
No, if I had to be completely honest, I've like just seen people talk about aggressively hopped. I don't even know what it means, but I thought that sounded good. So I was like,
if we go back into our notes, I think we've got a couple beers from a couple episodes that are like aggressively hopped.
I know.
I
have no idea what it means, but I think it sounds pretty good. So
it's when you hop your beer while you're listening to saliva.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You just get aggressive hopping.
It's was it butt rock hopped?
No, I like the it's very West Coasty. It's got that like piney resin like you were talking about. The hops aren't like super in your face, bold, bitter. It's just a nice little bitterness on the tongue that it's perfectly acceptable to throw back in the hot summer sun.
Yeah, I would say for like in terms of like IPAs, I would bring to the beach or like you said, a ball game. Perfect example. It would be this. This is something that's nice, light, sessionable, but still reminds you that it's an IPA with the aggressive hops.
Exactly right, and you wouldn't think that way without the term aggressive hop in there. So
I wouldn't. It was like it was like how Monster Energy markets to their like population right there.
Aggressively caffeinated.
Radical.
It's different than most caffeinations. It's aggressively caffeinated.
So who's doing the brewing over at Four Fingers?
So it's my dad. So he was home. So the whole backstory is that for my whole life growing up, like he drank light beer, and like just didn't get the whole craft beer thing. And then I went to college, and I came back, and I started liking like craft beers, and I would like bring some home or whatever, and he would have them, and he would like make fun of me for liking craft beer or whatever. So I just kept bringing them home. He kept like stealing them out of the fridge, I'm pretty sure, and I think he was like lying to himself with how much he liked them.
Just drinking them quietly while the family slept. I'm working down here.
Yeah. So he started liking them more and more, and then he would go out, to restaurants, and instead of ordering a light beer, he would start ordering craft beer, and started really liking the taste of it. Hard not to. And then he kind of he had a for like 35 years he sold snack foods in the area. So like uh, PA, Delaware, Jersey, all that stuff, and he sold that. So he had nothing else to really do in the time being. So he started like home brewing and just started at home and started making some beer. And when I came back and graduated and had some, I was like, this is pretty good. So he started learning from there, and lucky enough we had the space over at Four Fingers where no one was kind of going in the middle. Like he owns the building, but no one was going in the middle to rent out. So he's like, well, I've been making beer. Beers are kind of hot right now, so maybe let's open a brewery and see what we can do. So he makes all the beer. It's getting pretty good, and it's an exciting time for us.
I love the vibe of the brewery. It's like
Yeah, you texted me like when you picked up the beer, and usually like when you text me, it's like because he's having like a killer experience at the brewery, or he's just like this place rules or something. Because he just we do it to each other where we like one of us is clearly working and the other one's picking up the beer, so we're like, yeah, man, this place rules, man. We gotta come out here. And he's like, yeah, I'm just over here working. It's cool.
Yeah, appreciate it.
But I love the vibes in there. It was like a total like a throwback bar. Like I was saying, it was like almost like a VFW type deal with like the wood paneling on the wall. Like
I know.
I got in, your dad was like, just made some fresh popcorn if you want some. I was like, oh hell yeah.
Gotta love a brewery that puts the popcorn out, man.
Oh, dude, he had a popcorn maker going.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was
exactly right.
And then you guys have a really nice outdoor area as well. And you guys been doing. Go ahead.
So it's funny because before we moved in there, it used to be a bar. So I mean, it does give off the like '80s like, and we do play I think a lot of '80s music, so it does kind of fit the vibe of the place. And I'm pretty sure the cooler in the back is from the '80s. So so yeah, it used to be a bar. So that's cool. But yeah, we started doing obviously the outdoor area during the pandemic. I mean, we opened the brewery right before the whole world shut down, which was great timing. And so we had the outdoor space kind of going there a little bit, and trying to make it nice back there. And we got enough picnic tables back there where you can come out and hang out and have some good times during the winter. Not during I would say like during the fall/winter when it gets a little bit colder. We do have fire pits back there, so we have some fires going, and like people will just stay out there, just keep throwing wood on the fire till like 10 at night. So it turns into a good time to get the jams going back there. And yeah, it's just it's a really low key place. We're not trying to fool people with what we are. We just kind of are what we are, and hope people have a good time.
That was the best thing that happened to breweries during the pandemic. It's just like, let's open a beer garden.
Yeah.
We got a little real estate out there. We'll throw a couple tables, a couple like fire pits, and people started just putting beer gardens outside of their breweries. And that has just like got everybody excited when the world opened up again. They're like, well, you guys got these beer gardens already. Let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you? I mean, people were dying to get outside and literally do anything but sit in their house. So it's been awesome to see, and it's great that everyone's kind of getting outdoors because, I mean, drinking outside is way better than drinking inside.
Yeah, I mean,
come on.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd say way better. I mean,
I enjoy the beers outside.
I agree.
You do have a fair skin, Tom. So like being outdoors too much.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, we don't want you to burn over there, pal.
No, well, yeah, it's very easy. If I see a picture of the sun in a book, I get sunburned.
You went to the beach like before me, and you're still translucent.
Yeah, I mean the light's not doing me any good here.
I know.
Yeah, he's closer to the light. That's why he looks as pale.
Yeah, look,
that's not fair on you.
Look, I can do this, and it'll see.
Oh,
it changes things.
Okay, there's the complexion.
Come on.
Well, and plus you're wearing a red hat. That's not fair either. The red hat makes your skin look more tan than
Exactly. Yeah, I agree that beer outside is better. I wouldn't say way better. I like saddling up to a nice bar at a brewery.
I did miss saddling up, yeah.
But why would you set up to a bar when you could sit outside and hang out outside? I mean,
it's just
the bar really.
It's just nice sitting at a bar sometimes, talking to the bartender, talking about beer.
Just throw your elbows up on the bar.
Exactly.
Listen, to each his own.
Yeah.
There's a lid for every pot.
Nobody's wrong here. Nobody's wrong. So you guys started. I remember when you guys first opened. I stopped in. You guys were doing growler fills only for takeout. When did you guys make the switch to canning?
I would say like maybe last August-ish. Like growlers are fine, but I'm sure you guys have gone through the same thing where it's like you get a growler and if you don't drink it in like 2 days, it becomes flat.
Right.
Yeah, and I just didn't think getting in cans is always the goal. I mean, because that's how the word gets out, and that's how it spreads, and that's how people want to drink their beer. So
can craze is strong.
Yeah, exactly. So so I would say towards the end of July. August really kind of got into it and started doing things that way. Growler fills, we did that a little bit, but it just wasn't going to be sustainable if the pandemic was going to keep going on, because it's just so hard to come in and want to fill a growler. I think they would rather come in and just buy a 4-pack rather than sitting there like getting a growler.
I want to say growlers might be I don't know. Are they less convenient than a crowler?
They're convenient. They're inconvenient for the bartender. I would just say, based on experience. I hate when somebody I see a guy who's coming across the parking lot with like a growler in his hand. I'm like, son of a bitch. And I have to go grab the tube, and like we don't even have it in point of sale anymore, so I gotta like do math and actually like type it out manually. This guy got a growler. He was like, oh yeah, can I get a growler of that? I was like, we have it in 4-packs. He's like, no man. I'm like, all right, so you're having a night. You're gonna be drinking this like 8% beer all night because it's not gonna be good tomorrow.
Probably drinking it straight from the growler.
Yeah.
But
I can't believe. I mean, like it's fine. I don't understand why you would get a growler over getting cans. I mean, cans are like, it's just, you can have it for longer. You can enjoy it more. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, growlers were big when it was like when canning wasn't huge.
Yeah, exactly. Like breweries were just, it was about the brewery experience before like the can craze. People wanted to sell their beer in a tasting room. They wanted the experience of talking to their customers about the beers. And then, hey, if you want to take some home, I'll fill up this thing. It's called a growler. And you can take it home with you.
I mean, I love the looks of a growler. They look cool. But for someone like me that's not drinking 64 ounces of beer in the matter of 2 days, it's not super convenient.
No.
And growler,
they should put on the description of growlers aggressively, because I think that makes more sense. If they want to start sprucing up the growler sales.
Aggressively oxidized.
Yes,
exactly.
This beer will aggressively deteriorate after 32 hours.
Exactly.
Don't aggressively expose this growler to sunlight.
I don't know. Growlers are borderline, more inconvenient because they suck to pour.
Yeah, they do suck to pour, but like I can justify like a crowler because of 32 ounces I can have in a sitting. Like, and if I'm getting a crowler like with somebody, like, hey, we each get a pour and a little bit extra in there.
I think that's fine. Like, as like, if you're like sitting at a table together, we're like, we've done them for the podcast, but I'm not buying them for myself.
Yeah, I don't buy them for myself. I only bought them if it was like a beer that wasn't available in cans. But I'm like, you know what?
Like a smooge.
Like a smooge? No.
Like a smoogie?
No. And I would split it with like my wife or something because it's just it's like getting 2 pours. Like now we're getting so burned out on beers, we're splitting 16-ounce beers. We're like, you want an 8-ounce pour of this one? Okay.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, we didn't even I think that was like one of the options when we got our can machine, and now it's like it's not even worth it. Like,
get those 4-packs out there and get it out to the population.
Yep. Crowlers are dumb. I'll die on that hill.
No, I totally agree. All
right. So what was the beer that got you into craft beer?
It was actually Dogfish 60 Minute.
Okay. The standard.
It is a standard.
My people.
Yeah, I mean, back then it was kind of the one. I mean, and then there was like Victory Headwaters. I really liked.
That was a good one.
Headwaters was a good one.
Headwaters was great back in the day.
Yeah, didn't they retired that one early too? And I was like so surprised that they got rid of that beer because I was like, this beer was great.
I agree. That was one of the first ones. Yeah, just like going over to my best friend's house, and like his brother was older than us, and he just was like a craft beer junkie. So he would bring them all over, and we would just sit there and, watch whatever team we love probably lose, and and enjoy some beer during it. So I would say it was Dogfish Head 60 Minute and Headwaters, and then just I don't even remember, but all of a sudden, like, every beer turned into a hazy beer, and like I'm not complaining because I love hazies. I think they're amazing, and I love New England's.
Again, my people. This is my episode.
It's just so funny. Like, it's just so funny. Overnight, it was like, here's all these super juicy beers, and it's just taken over the industry.
Yeah, and you were like, and you said 60 Minute and Headwaters, like you're crawling out of the high IBU wars of IPAs, just like ready for something, ready for change, and you got a juice bomb, and you're like, this is the change. This is what I needed a break.
And they're almost always good. Like, it's obviously there's a couple that are like, that's not very good, but for the most part, they're always good.
It was a thing for a while. Like, if you went to a bar and it said New England style IPA, you were like, oh yes, I'm getting that. Like that it was rare for a little bit, and then, like you said, all of a sudden overnight, it was just everything was hazy.
It was like finding that little treat on the draft list when you were like find that one New England that was like hidden amongst all the other beers.
It was like, here's a flannel weather.
Oh yeah. It was.
I often wonder if, like, they named it New England's while the Patriots were rising, and they saw the success of the Patriots, and they're like, you know what, we might as well try to capitalize on it.
Did it come out of The Alchemist?
They were like the kind of the front runner right there. It was them, Lawson's, and a couple other breweries up there. And they were bringing beers that weren't like necessarily hazy,
right?
But they were juicy. Like they were doing a certain degree of like hop variations.
Yeah, they did like Heady Topper, which is not really hazy.
No, that's why they tell you to keep it in the can.
Style.
Yeah. Neither is Lawson's. Like all of those like classic ones up there from like quote New England. That's that's where it goes.
Yeah, go. Get
Sorry,
give
me 1 second.
Yeah, you don't have to be secret about it. So he's gonna go pee. So
just has to go tinkle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that what he texted us?
Yes.
Oh, that's cute. I have to go tinkle.
Yeah. So the New England IPA stuff was like
you can't call hazies New England IPAs.
Not anymore. No.
Well, we talked to what's his name, Mike from New Trail, and they don't call their beers New England IPAs on their beers. It says hazy IPA, hazy IPA, double hazy IPA.
Well, and that's what you're seeing across the board now.
Now everybody's doing it too because my prediction is New England IPA will enter the BJCP as like a gold standard with relation to Heady Topper and the Alchemist. There's going to be like that purity factor, and then the other beers are technically labeled as the hazy IPA category.
Right, because a New England doesn't have to be hazy, and a juicy beer doesn't have to be hazy.
Yeah, or doesn't have. Yeah, it doesn't have to be.
And a hazy beer doesn't have to be juicy.
Yeah.
So
I always wondered what the difference was. I mean, I always thought that juicies, like, if I remember correctly, like when it first came out, I was like, oh, here's a juicy IPA, and then that just turned into hazy / New England.
Well,
and that's what we were just talking about is like the New England IPA craze was like what we said, like Heady Topper and Alchemist, and they weren't hazy, and
but they were still juicy though.
They still had a certain degree of like that juice, the grapefruit, the fruit coming through, where it was less piney and less resinous as your like American IPAs or your West Coast IPAs.
You started to get more citrusy. You get like that, either like an orange or like a tangerine
passion
or like
fruit and everything.
You get that like grapefruit peel kind of taste.
So you were getting more of that on the taste, and then now like hazy IPAs, and we were talking about some other PA breweries like New Trail, where they don't call theirs New England IPAs; they're all labeled as hazy IPAs. Yeah. Like a hazy IPA has its own category now with just the hype that is like circled around it.
GABF has a whole hazy category now.
Yeah.
So the BJCP is going to have to.
Yeah, one
after.
day that whoever's in charge of that, they're gonna like get in their monk robes and like slowly go down that long corridor to wherever they have that book that they haven't updated since 2015. They're gonna blow the dust off of it and they're gonna write those categories in there.
Do you know, like, it's so crazy with like how much beer has changed from 2015 to today. Like how many different styles there are now. Like,
I always feel like it's like the end of Raiders when they have to go in there and update the BJCP. They go into that warehouse and they have to find the box that the book is in.
I always, but there really hasn't been, like, at least IPA wise, there really hasn't been another like big craze like the New England / Juicy. Like, I mean, wasn't there like a month where the Brutz IPA or whatever, the Brutes?
Oh yeah, God.
Brute, yeah, those things sucked.
It was like, oh, this is the next hot trend in IPAs.
Well,
like within
champagne, high carbonation, champagne taste. Oh,
Yeah.
great.
oh, awesome! Can't wait to drink it.
Super dry.
And then I think like after like the hazy craze, there was the milkshake. That was the big style. Adding lactose, adding adjuncts, like how much.
And then IPA drinkers were like, get out of there with that, and they went to sours.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I still haven't gotten into the sours yet.
You're not missing much. You're not missing much at all. But
yeah, it's like, I mean, maybe I'm the wrong one here.
Yeah, what's wrong with the beer we got? I mean, the beer we got drank pretty good, don't it?
We don't need the sours. It drank pretty good. Our beer drank pretty good. We got
Budweiser.
I mean, it drank pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, they all end up just tasting the same. Like, they all at the end they're just like, oh, we get it. It tastes like a Sour Patch Kid. Great.
I want to know. I want to know who was like. Now I know there's a lot of people that think like this, but I really want to know. Like, I like beer, and I like the taste of beer. But what I would really like is for my beer to taste like a chocolate covered banana smoothie.
Time to mash in the Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah.
Again,
It doesn't make any sense.
I don't get it.
No.
I don't get it. Can't we just, drink good beer that tastes good?
Yeah.
And speaking of good beer,
Yeah. Let's talk
let's
about
go back to this
before we-
session IPA. As we take a break from the hazies, we take a break from the lactose, the Girl Scout cookies, the marshmallow, and just get back to a sessionable IPA.
Yeah, no, I like it. It's been very easy to drink.
Surprisingly low IBUs for like such a nice piney resinous kind of taste to it. Like the IBUs are pretty low for this for how much I'm getting like classic American IPA vibes from it.
You're going to classic American. I'm getting leaning a little bit more towards West Coast with like the bitterness and the hops.
Well, yeah, I mean the classic American's gonna have a high bitterness factor with that. So like that's what a West Coast IPA is, just American IPA, like Sierra Nevada and like that.
They're considered an American style.
Yeah.
So when I'm thinking American style, I'm just thinking like a
Dogfish Head would be like high,
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
pininess and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the Mosaic gives it a nice, like, I would say that is bringing the fruit kind of
rounds
tropical
it out a
notes
little
to it.
bit.
Yeah. You've got a nice like good cop bad cop thing going on with Mosaic and Centennial,
Yeah. And then you got Amarillo as the wild card.
That's what we were going for.
like
We
the
were
Joe
like- we were
Pesci.
like, who-
You got Riggs,
Yeah, we're
Murtaugh, and then Joe Pesci comes in. Okay.
right, like which hop? When we brew it, we try to decide like which hop's playing good cop and which hop's playing bad cop. So that's definitely worked in and factored in. But yeah, I think it comes together, and I think it feels like when you have it, it's like this is and like I said this earlier, but when it comes to sessions, I always felt like sessions just kind of lack the flavor. And like, sure, they're crushable and they have a hint of an IPA flavor to them, but I think with this, it has a good mixture of you can have to get some flavor in it, but also you can have a couple of them and you'll be good.
Yeah, I like it. It's definitely a session. The flavor's all there. I like the bitterness factor. Went down nice. I like that I can drink, 2 or 3 of these and not feel horrible, which is always good. Yeah, I think this lived up to the hype factor for us.
Oh yeah,
Awesome.
this lived up to my expectations for this beer. I was excited when I saw the first time you guys dropped the can art. I went, we have to get our hands on this. I texted him. and I knew it was in Aston, and Tom works near Aston, and I was like, hey man, right down the street. I was like, we have to do this brewery. I'm like, I just started like following your social on my private account, and I was like, oh, we have to go here.
Yeah, that was the goal. I have a podcast called High Hopes, and we try to play it off with the high hopes, high hops, and I just don't get how, if it's Philly season and those beers out there, why you wouldn't pick it up and at least watch a ball game with them. Now, unfortunately, the team hasn't lived up to. Well, I guess they kind of have lived up to
the whole division hasn't lived up
I feel like you got the right name though for that. Like you got High Hopes was always about like, hey, we finally got there. Like you always got a hope on every game, and you guys kind of nailed it with like that beer. This is the kind of beer I would drink win or lose. Like these bums, I'm still gonna drink that beer.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, Paul did an unbelievable job. I didn't think it was going to turn out this well, but and when he first showed me the bullpen session thing, I was like, oh, you get it.
You get it, yeah.
That's hilarious.
That's awesome. I pointed this out to Dan. There's where it says where the recycle label is, it says don't be a Mets fan, and that's some of the best advice outside of don't be a Cowboys fan. Some of the best advice that you could possibly get.
Yeah, so are you guys going to do like a fall beer for football or something? You guys should like switch it up, have the session over the summer for the baseball season, do like a fall beer where you can, change up and then, but don't be a Cowboys fan, recycle.
Exactly right. It's we're still trying to figure out like how to do everything. Like when it comes to like, oh, we'll release this then, we're still at the point where we're trying to make sure we get the beer out there and it tastes good. We're not advanced enough, I would say, to start worrying about like when we can release certain beers, but I would love to do that one day. It's just it's fun. It's fun incorporating Philly sports into beer.
So our buddy Steve in the chat wanted to let you know that it's 4-0 right now. But
in case you're not following along,
I want to let Steve know I would say you're actively watching that right now, correct?
I would say that I'm locked in on this podcast.
You're side eyeing the.
But I am side eyeing watching the Phillies ruin my night yet again. So, I appreciate Steve pointing out the score to me.
I was just wondering how he had like two simultaneous lazy eyes going down towards another. I was like, wait, I lock eyes with him, and then it just starts going.
It's weird. It's so weird when I do these or whatever, because I want to look at myself and see if I don't look like an idiot. But then every time I look at myself, I'm like, oh, I'm taken away from actually looking at the camera.
I look like a moron. I do the same thing. I look at myself on the screen, and I look up, I'm like, oh, wait, I have to maintain eye contact.
I know. Listen, I'm a radio guy, podcast guy, not a TV guy. So I'm working to get better. I'll be locked in.
You got a face for radio, kid.
They all say roasted them.
Boom, roasted.
Fritz, audio medium extraordinaire.
Honestly, the fact that you waited until 8:53 to drop that line is a little disappointing. I expected that to be dropped earlier.
Yeah, I try not to be as hack as possible, but I'm at the heart of things. I'm pretty hack. All right, let's.
I'm surprised you didn't do the boo after it. You got a face for radio, kid. We got to get that boo this man from half.
You should have dropped that after you saw them down 4-0.
Oh well, that's just to expected. That's to be expected. I don't have a drop for that. I don't really have a drop for that.
Yeah, we should get that one. We should totally. I was thinking of like the 4-0. You ever go to like a bar, and the Phillies are the best part about like working at a bar, because when they're winning, you're making money, and they're losing, you're still making money in Philadelphia, because the beer tabs go up either way. But
people
like
are
right in the
drinking
middle,
their pain away.
Yeah, exactly. Which we should actually get into the next one then.
Yeah, let's get into this next beer. So
all right.
The next beer that we're going to do, and hopefully Jack waits to crack this one so we can do a simultaneous crack.
Listen, man, I was just excited. I didn't know.
He was pre-gaming. I mean, we pre-gamed too.
Yeah, we did pre-game a little bit.
See, you got a head start on me. That's all.
So we're gonna do another beer, and it's want to see. Is the
I like how
description-
we're making up titles
All
here, right?
All right. So I'm gonna read the. We'll read the breakdown.
Can you
from
read the can like a 4-year-old dad? Like just put the glasses down, like you're reading a smartphone, like you're reading your daughter's Facebook post and about to love it.
Let's do one of these.
Yeah. How do TikToks work?
No, Dad. Don't look on there. There's lots of butt shaking.
Yeah. She's got a pretty face and a
She's
little
15.
waist.
No, don't get out of here. It's just...
She keeps talking about a big bank. I don't know what it is.
All right, so we're gonna do Hazy Crazy, and if you want to learn more about Hazy Crazy or
any of the beers that we've had on the podcast,
or Four Fingers Brewing, you can check us out on Untapped. Yeah, Untapped.
Big breath.
You can check us out on Untapped at Best Friends Pod. That's at Best Friends POD. All right, so
that's the hype tune.
That is. So we're gonna be drinking Hazy Crazy. It's an East Coast style India Pale Ale. All right, so we have
We're just making up new labels for beer here.
Yep.
We got the East Coast now.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's how you stick out, boys.
Our Hazy Crazy is, guys, guess what? It's aggressively dry hopped.
Oh,
Exactly.
man.
And dripping with juice. Oh, it's got that drip.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the can has the drip.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
So we got hidden among the beer clouds are huge notes of tangerine, bubblegum, and citrus. Hazy Crazy is the perfect combination of juicy and hoppy to create the ultimate drinking experience.
Yeah, try not drinking that beer after that description.
We got 6.8% alcohol by volume. Dan, our IBUs are sitting at 50.3.
I know this is a little higher. You've piqued my interest right there as a juicy one. That's going to be a little higher. I'm excited to try this one here.
Dan, we got the buddy cops of hops here, the rom-com as you were, Mosaic and Citra, and we got a little Columbus joining in as the third wheel.
Is that what we got in this?
Yeah.
Oh, Columbus. No shit. All right, let's do it.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I got it in my eye.
Yep, got a little squirt.
Good.
Got a little squirt.
You're just like shaking it off all over my computer.
Oh, sorry.
That is good.
If it makes you feel any better, it's all over my computer too.
I heard beer and computers really mix well together.
They do. They
Guys, for an audio medium, we really hit the timing on that. I just want to just acknowledge it all. Like, I'm very proud of you guys.
Well, listen, if you bring on a pro, I would expect the pro to get the job done on most nights.
I'm definitely getting the buddy cop vibes from the just off the nose as I'm pouring this.
I'll tell you what, it's hazy.
Yes. Funny story about the Hazy Crazy is the first couple of times we did it, didn't have the haze look to it. It was just kind of clear, even though it tasted good. And then I was like borderline bullying my dad to get it to look cloudy.
So what was it? The pale oats and everything, just like starting to really just try and get as much of that soft, like just look to it.
Right, yeah, it's getting that stuff into it and just kind of getting the look to it. It just the first couple of times we made it, I remember tasting it and I was like, it tastes like a hazy / New England / juicy, whatever the hell we're calling it. It just didn't have the cloudiness that I'd seen before. And he figured it out, and I think it was more oats and stuff, so that's good. But
this boy thick.
Yeah. I was gonna say the pale oats definitely add the mouthfeel and the haze factor to it. So guys, cheers,
Sancha.
Oh, there are the IBUs right there, right there on the end of the sip.
It's a very soft mouthfeel.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, I think that's what I like the most about it. You know, it doesn't like smack you in the face a little bit. It takes a little bit to get used to it, and then once you get like halfway through it, I think it really starts hitting well.
Yeah, we like to judge a beer on like first sip and talk about what we hit, and then as it kind of gets a little bit more towards room temp, it warms up a little bit and a little bit, the flavor kind of changes in it.
let me get my scarf
Right.
and my smoking pipe, and I go, yeah, we'd like to take it on the beer's journey.
Exactly.
Through, the first sip, and as it starts, getting the room temperature, things change, and I do it with a lot of beers that I have at home where I'll aggressively sip it right off the bat, and then
Exactly right.
kind of sit back on it and just let it get room temperature and see if the experience changed.
Also, I will say, going from high hops, which is high hoppy, to like a not so hoppy beer, it's like a different kind of taste profile. How's that for a beer term?
Oh, there we go.
Flavor.
Taste
That's
test.
right.
The head of R&D is dropping some verbiage on us.
Listen, they say I'm just a sports radio guy, but I think I know my beer as well.
I feel like you guys nailed like a perfect mix of just a nice, like you have the soft mouthfeel, but you have this tropical notes up front, and just having a nice like a reminder that hey, you're still drinking an IPA on the back end, where you're still getting bitter, you're still getting pine,
Mm-hmm.
you're getting a lot more of the resonance to this. This is a dank beer right here, and it's got a nice finish on it.
I'm getting a good amount of like tangerine up front, and then a little bit of that bubble gum, and then it's just finishing with that nice, like you said, that piney resin.
Yeah, just laying on your palate, and just makes you want to have another sip and just continue the journey. The beer journey.
Right. I think honestly, after you just said that, I might have to add dank to my description here, because every dank beer I see, I'm like, gotta get it. That sounds.
Dank is a key term. Typically follows Galaxy hops around. Like anytime somebody puts Galaxy in anything, they're like, add the word dank to the description. It's really gonna up the sale, because hey, we spent a lot of money on Galaxy hops on this beer. We gotta sell it. Yeah. Add dank to the description.
Yeah, it's one of the hottest words in brewing right now. But I agree, like, it doesn't, because my problem, I guess, with the milkshake stuff is that it just started tasting like orange juice.
It's too sweet, yeah.
Yeah, and I think it does a nice job of having both. It has the juiciness, and you can still taste it as a beer and not a morning drink.
Yeah, I like when you can get a nice pillowy mouthfeel out of the oats instead of just adding a shit ton of lactose to it.
Yeah, the sweetness factor. Yeah. You're trying to mellow hops out with like the sweetness factor versus the grain build, where you can do, like you said, you added the oats. People add a certain degree of wheat now to them as well. You got pale oats and wheat in there in the grain build to soften it up, versus I'm going to soften it by sweetening it with, an adjunct like lactose.
Right. And I'm gonna do my normal here. I like you got a nice head retention. I'm still retaining a lot of head here, and
you're always retaining a lot of head over there.
The lacing is nice on there.
I didn't even have to swirl it around. I'm just getting natural lacing on it. You get a nice pour where it can just sit like that. You could just watch the lines just go down as you drink it. So that's one thing I like to do. Pouring beers is get a nice cone on the top of the beer for the person and watch them drink it. And I know that beer is just rocking when you've got lines like a tree almost as you're going down the beer.
I like one of the things that stuck to me a while ago was the first time we had Ryan from Warwick Farm on.
Yeah.
He was, I forget what beer we had with him on like one of the first episodes.
We should have a sound drop, because we just like name drop Warwick Farm almost all the time.
I know.
Where we just
I had my first Warwick Farm beer last week, and boy, they live up to the hype.
Hell yeah! Welcome to the family, man.
I know.
We'll talk to you. We'll talk to you a little bit about Warwick after the podcast.
We talk about him so much, and
Well, I mean, like, I don't know, like, Jameson's impossible to get to.
Dude, I had to go an hour out of my way, like, last weekend just for that Trogs collaboration.
It's so worth the trip, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Harry.
Sure. I was excited when I saw it for the first time.
But he, when we had our first podcast with him, we drank the beer, and I talked about the head retention. He was like, yeah, fuck yeah, dude. I was so excited that he was like, I was watching you drink it, and like just seeing that head all the way down.
The lines, like a tree. It was just like
but like keeping that nice head, like this is retaining, like you can see it's still retaining that head, which is really really nice.
Exactly. Even like just like not even swishing it, I just have a degree of it where it's just going to make a line down the entire thing.
Oh yeah.
Which is key.
Yeah.
I don't want to start a war with Warwick Farms, but I would strike him out. Like I heard he's a minor league baseball player. I'm pretty sure I would strike him out right now.
I heard you lost your cutter though.
Well, everyone knows that. Everyone knows I lost my cutter. And well, listen, I found Keystone Light and lost my cutter. That's kind of the Jack Fritz story.
Look, so
it's like Tom.
Maybe we can add to
Keystone Light, lost your change up.
So, I still have my circle change. Don't worry, it's still there. It's still in my back pocket. I pitched.
It's deep in your Janko back pockets.
Yeah. I pitched a little bit in college, and I brought it up to Ryan. I was like, dude, let's do a thing like a live stream where like I try and strike you out.
I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be a cool thing for Four Fingers and
we could add that. We could do a little.
They have the space in the beer garden.
Yeah.
I mean,
they got they got like a whole farm up there.
Yeah, you could just hit it into the country club, man.
Exactly right. So listen, I don't want to start beef, but I mean, this is about starting some brewery beef. I would probably
I wouldn't say beef, man. I would say a friendly competition.
No, it's beef. It's straight beef.
It's straight beef.
Yo, let's make it beef, and we're gonna hype it with taking this clip out of this podcast and making a video out of it.
Exactly right.
This is a campaign that we are gonna run into the ground.
Yeah.
We're just gonna keep texting Ryan every day, be like, "Hey, did you do that thing with Four Fingers yet?"
How embarrassing would it be for Ryan, for him to get struck out back to back?
Oh man.
Well, I mean, I don't know what his credentials are besides being a minor league baseball player. I was pretty good back in the day.
I mean, he went AAA in the Angels organization.
Oh, he would definitely own me then. I'm just kidding. I take it back. I take back everything I said.
Nope. You're already involved. We're getting this.
All right. Sounds good. It'll be fun.
We're getting this orchestrated.
Mm-hmm. What's going to happen? Yeah, we'll get it all together.
All right. Sounds good. Let's do it.
Yeah, we'll embarrass him live on Twitch.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Just taking you yard.
I told him, I was like, dude, I want you to rip my tits off. Like,
Exactly.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, I just I've lost it. I had it back in the day, and now I can't throw a curveball anymore. And
my curveball is lacking.
It is.
Still
I was gonna say something, but I didn't want to embarrass you in your podcast. But I thought, looking at you, I was like, he doesn't have a curveball anymore.
Just looking at him, you're like, he looks like the late '80s relief pitcher who's like on his way out.
No, he's pitched for at least 12 years in the big leagues, and yeah.
You could go out like Eastbound and Down, just have the American flag wrapped around you.
yeah. I'm gonna show up in the Mexican League.
Just doing suck it with like the American flag wrapped around you like a cape.
Exactly right.
Kenny Powers.
Guys, get ready for the stream because I'm gonna put up as social media guy. I'm gonna push this hard. I'm making this video
as our resident social media manager and taste tester.
Yeah, taste tester right here. R&D. I'm R&D, man.
R&D is very important. A brewery could not exist without some R&D. Got to make sure the beer tastes good, and that's kind of my role at this moment.
So, so I was talking to your dad when I picked up the beer, and he said, "That's right, Steve. Kenny fucking Powers."
That's exactly what he said. I'm sure he has no idea who Kenny Powers is.
So your dad was saying he's looking to expand the menu coming up here in like the fall winter.
The multi-season?
Yeah, as we're getting back into, everybody's getting vaccinated and we're, people are walking around without masks and we're getting back to some sort of normalcy.
Right.
You're looking to expand the menu a little bit.
Yeah. So like the food trucks are great and there's so many of them, but just like I feel like they're all booked up all the time. And, just to kind of give my dad actually for a long time, he was a really good cook growing up, and like back, I think one of his first jobs was actually a chef. or whatever at a restaurant before I started doing, snack food stuff. So like growing up, like the food was always incredible. And he just loves making like sandwiches, and he's like a big like roast pork guy. So I think it's gonna be very limited. We're not gonna turn it into anything crazy, but I think it's just gonna be like sandwiches, roast pork,
All right, yeah.
small plates and stuff like that.
So I thought when he told me that, I thought he was talking about expanding the beer menu.
Oh no, we're talking about food.
Oh, food. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I mean,
because like right now, we let people bring their own food in, and Mambrosa's is right next door.
Yeah.
They do awesome pizza and all that stuff. And again, like food trucks are great. It's just that they are, there's so many breweries and they're so in demand that we're like, well, we want to have food for people, so we might as well, kind of do it on our own. So, we are trying to get another tap system to where we can add, I think, 8 more beers. So hopefully we can add that, and then also have a more food menu and stuff to grow that side.
I feel like with your we got a new follower, Pat Williams. Thank you.
Hi, Pat.
Oh, he's in the stream. That's my boss. Shh. Hold on. I have to get composed. He's watching now.
Dan, stop talking shit about Hybo.
No, that's Rebel Hill.
Rebel Hill. Okay.
Yep. That's the bar manager. I gotta get all. Hold on.
Stop talking about how.
Stop talking.
Stop talking about. Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything. I love Rebel Hill. I'm not gonna say anything bad about them.
I'm under a microscope now.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. No pressure. No pressure. Right?
I feel like with the tap room you have there, like you need to do like Philly staples, like you said, like the roast pork. Like you need to do like a Denix style roast pork, and
but
I don't know.
But with all of that, like you need like
crab fries.
You need a guy that can do Philly real well, though, because if you're going to do that kind of menu, and people who are used to that type of food, they've been to every staple in Philadelphia, they want to. There's an expectation to be set when you have Philly roast pork on there.
I don't know, dude. I'll argue Delco food, best food.
I mean, Delco does Philadelphia food well. I mean, butted up against Philly right there, so.
Good.
I mean, I don't know. I've had it all. I've had my dad's. I've had the other places. I think his is right up there.
All right.
Definitely his cheesesteaks. His cheesesteaks are fire. So,
all right.
if we get it rolling, trust me, it'll be a good time.
We'll let those Philly fans be the judges. So, I'm ready.
Just need you guys to be open for lunch so I can stop down there and have a cheesesteak and a beer.
We got our one Jersey guy going. He had one name to say. It was Denix right there.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I mean, I don't want to offend. Tomorrow is National Jersey Day. It's National New Jersey Day, so it's probably a big day for him. He's probably celebrating.
Yeah, it's it.
Celebrating early.
Roll around. Try and make yourself smell like a swamp.
Yeah, and, like what goes on? Like, what is the celebration for National New Jersey Day?
I don't know. Say you're Italian.
I feel like that's like an oxymoron because it's like national, whole country, New Jersey. One armpit. So like
it's a filthy swamp state.
Yeah,
he's also a Mets fan, so we're just gonna talk.
Oh
trash.
Harry is a Mets fan, like an avid Mets fan.
Yeah, we have Harry from Experimental in the chat. He's a home brewer extraordinaire, but we also like to trash him from being from North Jersey and just being a Mets fan.
Just horrible choice in baseball teams.
Well, maybe. I mean,
New Jersey is not better than PA. There's no way. No, well, not even close.
I thought this was a breweries in PA podcast.
We are a partnership with.
No. This is a podcast in partnership with Brewers in PA.
Okay. Thank you. Good distinction.
South Jersey, I will agree. South Jersey is better than North Jersey. They do have the better beaches. They have Atlantic City. It still stinks like a swamp.
Pine Barrens. I mean, you can't get that smell out of your clothes.
No,
even if you wash your clothes at the vacation home and then drive home, you wash them again sometimes. You can't get the Pine Barrens out. Honestly, dude, I've been rewatching The Sopranos, and I'm just all about going to North Jersey again. I want Gabagool. I'm just like, man, I want to play the song while I go over the George Washington Bridge.
So I made it. So I made the distinction
Bears-Ana.
4 seasons in The Sopranos that it was the best show of all time, and then I didn't watch like season 5. Like I stopped watching because the Philly season had started.
Yep.
I feel like I can't claim it as the best show of all time and then not finish it.
Oh,
so.
I'm not. Yeah, I can't claim it either. But I just started seeing memes online. I'm like, you know what? I haven't watched this show since high school, so I have to go back and I have to give it a proper like adult watch. Great show.
It's so good.
So
It's
good.
so good.
I go Breaking Bad, best show of all time.
Okay.
Okay. No, that's respectable.
That's another one that's on my list of rewatches. So
My big thing with Sopranos is there's like a whole season where Tony's in a coma
I haven't gotten there yet. So
and he's
Hey, no spoilers.
I mean,
no spoilers.
I remember it at a high school level, but now like I have to rewatch it as an adult
there's a
to
whole
truly hate it.
there's a whole season
Right.
where I'm out on it. And Harry, there you go. Harry will finally agree on something. He agreed that Breaking Bad is better than Sopranos.
That's ridiculous. I mean, if we're ranking shows, it goes Sopranos, The Wire.
The Wire. True.
Uh,
The Wire is always going to be over Breaking Bad.
And Game of Thrones. I mean, season 8 was terrible, but Game of
So
Thrones.
In terms of consistency, I think Breaking Bad goes over Game of Thrones.
So they like I look at when I rank greatest shows.
This
I
is
look
where
at
the craft beer gets buried.
I look at I look at rewatchability. So like when I was watching it, Lost was one of the greatest shows I've ever seen.
yeah,
because
but see, I was a big 24 guy, so I didn't like Lost.
Ooh,
Okay,
I like.
all right.
Yeah, I was a Lost fan. I would agree with you on that.
But
Best friends.
like the final season and like the ending, I'm like, okay, well that takes all of the rewatchability out of it. I'm done.
Same with Sopranos. I watched the finale, but I also watched it as like a senior in high school.
Game of Thrones, I'll never watch it again. I will never go back and rewatch it because they butchered that shit so bad that
I know.
it's unwatchable. And
Now, whoever's in the chat updating the Philly score, Reese Hoskins just did a 3-run dinger. It's 4-3. So
we're back.
don't
We're
let
back,
the Phils
baby.
Get hot.
Oh, welcome back to hitting, Reese Hoskins.
Yep. I mean, listen. That's a good cause to have some hazy crazy.
Yeah.
Now did
Oh, look at that. He's circling
go.
back to the beer.
I like it.
Audio medium guy.
yeah, I'll stay away from Philly facts. Yeah, yeah, best shows, Game of Thrones, like season 1 through 6. I would say season 1 through 6.
I would say that
some of the
makes
best
it
TV
up
ever.
there. Yeah, I would say it's up there because of that. So
Yeah. Well, then once the George R.R. Martin he just stopped writing, that's when the whole series kind of went.
yeah, it left off to like the
Oh my
series
God.
writers, and they're just
Dude,
like,
and
George, can you come back?
and so
Yeah, seriously.
the best part about that is they got this deal to write shit for Star Wars, and they were like not in with Game of Thrones anymore. They were like, oh yeah, they just wanted to get the show over. Like HBO was like, yeah, we'll give you more seasons to like finish this up properly. And they're like, nah, we're good. We just got this whole thing from Netflix where we're gonna do Star Wars shit and we're gonna make a ton of money. And they boffed the last season so bad that Netflix was like, yo, no, yeah, we gotta back out of this. Like, we gotta.
And Netflix says yes to every comedian.
And I don't think they've done really anything since.
Dude, they paid. Dude, Adam Sandler got $240 million.
So, he sold Happy Madison to Netflix.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the movies are terrible.
yeah.
So they will literally give
And-
anyone money.
And
season
Uncut
8 was
Gems
so
wasn't
bad.
even him. He just started.
That wasn't even Happy.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
that
wasn't
wasn't-
Happy Madison.
because Uncut
Um,
Gems that ruled.
It was.
You don't think Uncut Gems ruled?
I didn't see Uncut Gems. I pretty much
Dude.
refused to watch any
Yo.
Sandler movie
No,
post
no, no.
96.
You get it. You're doing yourself a disservice because it's not written by Adam Sandler. It's not Happy Madison, like Dan said. It's not Happy Madison, so you're not getting Rob Schneider popping up. You're not getting his whole crew. It's pretty dark. It's really good.
I know, but like I just didn't like that they tied in the end of the pre-processed Sixers to it. You know, I mean, it was just, you know, that team tried hard. They weren't as good as the Celtics, but they took them to Game 7, and I just didn't appreciate them making fun of it.
Well, I mean, yeah.
That movie is 100% anxiety.
It's pretty easy to make fun of Thad Young and Drew Holiday Sixers.
Listen, I've been meaning to watch it. Relax. I'll get around to it just for you, all right?
I'm just saying, don't sleep on it.
I will try not to sleep on it.
So our stream's still going all right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, our stream is, yeah, I was looking at, he said, we've got Pat from Facebook. He's saying that movie is 100% anxiety, which is probably why I've shied away from it. Because I like to just keep in my mind Happy Madison, Adam Sandler.
Oh, no, it's just Adam Sandler failing over and over and over again.
And
what would you say was the movie that was like, you know what, Adam Sandler doesn't have it? Because I think it was Click for me.
That was terrible.
I'm trying to
think of when the change happened.
Wedding Singer, I think was Wedding Singer before or after?
Wedding Singer was good.
Wedding Singer, no, Wedding Singer's great. Was that before,
so you're talking when it ended.
Was that before or after Waterboy?
That was before.
It was before Waterboy?
Pretty sure.
All right, Waterboy was good.
Did you like Big Daddy or no?
I did.
I like the first half of Big Daddy. I think it's too sad.
I think it wasn't as bad as Click. Like Click just gets...
Yeah. I like Spanglish. I thought was fine.
I like
really?
It's watchable. 50 First Dates is okay.
Oh, no.
It's okay. If you want to, I mean, I watch it for Sean Astin in a mesh shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, Adam Sandler had a 1998 to remember. Both The Waterboy and The Wedding Singer came out in 1998.
Wow.
Wedding Singer is like a top 50 movie for me.
Oh,
it's so good.
Who would you say dominated the 90s more, Jim Carrey or Adam Sandler?
Adam Sandler.
You sure about that?
I'm pretty sure about that. I am willing to die on that hill based on the movies and probably blockbuster numbers alone. Don't get me wrong. Love Jim Carrey.
Tough question. Honestly, tough question.
All right.
So you got
question.
Ace Ventura 1 and 2, The Mask, Liar Liar, Dumb and Dumber. Ooh. So you got
and Cable Guy too.
Cable Guy is a sleeper. So that's 6.
And Truman Show.
Truman Show I could do without.
I would say in terms of the movies, that was like the swan song for me, where I just I said goodbye to Jim Carrey. I was like, good for you, man. You could have retired after that.
Was Eternal Sunshine?
That
90s?
Was right after that.
Or was it 2000?
That was 2000s, but it was right after that.
Because that's not fair, because Bruce Almighty came out, and I love Bruce Almighty.
No, that was Truman Show was my swan song because I liked it, and I went, you know what? If you're gonna go this route, I'm.
So let's talk Adam Sandler though. You have Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore. Waterboy, Wedding Singer.
That's it.
Oh no! On Sleeper one. So we had Sleeper with
Bulletproof.
Bulletproof slaps, dude.
Was an amazing movie.
Bulletproof slaps.
Never heard of it. I gotta be honest.
What? Damon Wayans and Billy Madison as buddy cops?
Oh my god!
Never heard of my
Yo, go! You gotta find a copy of. I'll give you. I think I have it on.
But I'll say this:
I'll give you access to my Plex so you can watch that.
But I'll say this: movies, but also stand up and Saturday Night Live. Like Jim Carrey, movies amazing.
But Living Color.
In Living Color was not at the level of Saturday Night Live.
Fire Marshal Bill was pretty awesome.
Yeah, Fire Marshal Bill was awesome, but not the level that Adam Sandler was juggling Saturday Night Live and the movies
and the album. What was the album?
Yeah, with the goat.
Was it Stan and Judy's kid?
Yeah, he had music too. He had music that dominated the 90s.
Yeah, at a medium pace. I still laugh at that.
Yeah, Toll Booth Willie. Come on, the goat.
So we've concluded it's it's Adam Sandler in the 90s, right?
It's Adam Sandler because he dominated more than just movies. More than just movies.
Okay.
And Jim Carrey started at stand-up, but his stand-up wasn't as noticed as Adam Sandler just because of the New York scene was just a little bit stronger back then.
Now, bigger/tougher question, I would say, better 4-movie run. I don't know what movie you're talking about with Adam Sandler, but, you know, you got Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, The Wedding Singer, and Waterboy. Which was better, that or Will Ferrell's run in the 2000s with Wedding Crashers? Or no, he wasn't really a Wedding Crashers, but Step Brothers, Talladega Nights,
Anchorman,
and what's the other big one I'm missing?
Semi-Pro.
I love Semi-Pro, but there's a big one I'm missing.
I'll put Other Guys is one of my favorite comedies of all time.
No, The Other Guy's not the one I'm talking about.
I know, but I'm just saying Other Guys is one of my
old school
comedies of all.
Old school.
Yeah.
That's a tough one right there.
I think
I'm going Sandler. Sandler better run.
Oh, come on.
Happy Madison, dude, that dominated.
Yeah, because you had Grandma's Boy. And if you're going to do movie runs with like Adam Sandler, like he wasn't involved, but like that was Happy Madison right there. Like that was a nail in the coffin for like a Will Ferrell run.
Dude,
like I don't even have to be in this movie and have my name at
Billy
the beginning
Madison,
and still make it a hit.
Happy Gilmore, Wedding Singer, Waterboy, and Big Daddy.
And you also had The Replacements, where he played football.
No. That wasn't that
was Keanu Reeves.
That was Longest Yard.
Longest Yard. That was it.
No,
I was the only one that I think liked that movie. Everyone else hated it because like
that movie ruled. It was hilarious.
I didn't mind it.
Well, I didn't mind it. I never saw the old one. Like I like the bad.
It's a perfect homage.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, they did a good job with that one.
Yeah. No, I would say Sandler. Sandler over Ferrell.
All right.
Ferrell was was huge, but
I might have to go opposite of my best friend.
Okay.
Only I'm just gonna say this once. Elf.
That's true.
Give me something in that Adam Sandler run that ties in family but still is as funny.
Yeah. Why don't you factor that in?
All right. If you factor that in,
go ahead. Don't even say 8 Crazy Nights. I will slap you from across.
I'm gonna call it a push. It's a push.
All right. It's a fair question though.
Yeah.
It's a fair question.
Yeah. I feel like
I was with you, and then I was thinking of other Will Ferrell. I was like, what's gonna resurrect this list and like give it a new dynamic? And that's the new dynamic.
Will Ferrell has done a lot, and yes, Harry Sandler is a Jew, and Harry as a Jew will always lean towards Sandler there.
Come on, I said he won over Jim Carrey. Come on, Harry, you know me.
Yeah. Let's go back to Hazy Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we took the entire time for Hazy Crazy and went into one hell of a tangent. We haven't done this on the podcast in a while. I think when we have somebody who's an audio medium guy who can, banter with us,
so
we tend to banter more.
We're talking to a Phillies sports guy who is in. It's not the worst time to be in sports radio. But it's the second. It's the second worst time.
So I would disagree.
Okay.
Because I was an intern. I was an intern in 2015, where the Phillies lost 99 games. The Sixers won 10 games.
So I'm not talking. I'm not talking about just as a time period. There's the time you have like in the early fall. You have Eagles coming back.
Like a seasonality. So right now it's like he's in his low point, so he's like, I guess I'll do a craft beer podcast.
August to September is you have the ramp up to Eagle season, and then there's that perfect it just all comes together when you have baseball, football, basketball, and hockey all going at the same time, and it's just sports radio doesn't know what to do with themselves. It's mostly birds talk, and rightfully so. But and then you get into baseball season ends, and then you have the other three, and there's that period that's in like what is it, like March, where like nothing is happening. It's like spring training's booting up, but like not. And spring training for baseball is nothing like spring training for football.
Yeah, it's pretty hazy crazy. And, no, it's funny. It's funny. Like, so, I mean, we did, like last year, obviously, during the pandemic, we did 4 months without sports. So now it's like anytime we complain about, oh, there's nothing to talk about, we're like, well, for 4 months, we had no sports to react to. So this isn't too bad. But yeah, I would say, All-Star break is usually really bad, just because like there's nothing going on. But luckily for us, the NBA Finals were going on, so that was cool. And then March is pretty bad. Like I would say, like the weeks post Super Bowl is just like
awful.
Regular season basketball and whatever. But honestly, like with radio, like I mean, we just like what we just did there for the last 10 minutes, just messing.
That's exactly what made me think about it.
Sports radio just goes into like fun banter because they're just like, hey, it's a low point.
Dude,
let's keep going.
That's a Johnny Mark staple. Let's talk like pop culture.
Dude, no one's quicker to bring up Golden Girls than John Marks. It's unbelievable. But yeah, it's just like, you know, anything like I always believe that if you're having a good conversation and you're like being fun and engaging and like talking about stuff that everyone out there kind of can relate to, like you'll be fine. I mean, if there's sports going on, great, but I think truly great sports radio is being able to kind of mix both in. So
I agree.
It was fun. It was fun kind of doing that and seeing you guys get super into it.
That's why we do great craft beer podcasts, because people have told us in the past, they're like, yo, you're not just dry, like reading off the BJCP the entire, podcast. You guys like bring up pop culture. We run jokes. We try and see what sticks. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it just falls real flat.
Most of the time it doesn't.
Well, I appreciate the patting yourself on the back there. That was good to hear.
I like to inflate our ego a little bit every now and then.
Oh, listen, any chance you can get to inflate your ego, you got to take it. That's for sure.
All right, so before we wrap this up, let's ask our standard question. So, desert island style of beer. So, now I want you to take into account, we're not talking about weather.
Yeah. Desert island means you're just completely separated from society. There's nothing else that you can get. You have one thing.
One style of beer
that
you could drink for the rest of your life. What would it be?
It's still New England. I'm sorry, it's boring, but they're just tremendous. They have the hop profile.
We're like the same person over here.
I know. I feel like we've really bonded on this podcast. It's good to say.
The Better Friends podcast.
Join Dan and Fritz on the new and improved Best Friends podcast in the world, where they they'll talk about their Phillies hats and
hazy IPAs.
Yeah,
that's all we have to talk about.
Like, don't even bring a stout into our pod. We're strictly New England.
How dare you get malty in front of us?
I'll be sitting there drinking a Pilsner like back in my day.
You know what's funny though? Like I wish Belgians would like. I'm not totally Pilsner, but I do wish like Belgian triples and stuff would catch on more, because I think they're.
I had a weekend last weekend where I drank just Belgians after we had Weyerbacher on. So we had Weyerbacher last week, and we had Mary Monks, and that
we also had a Belgian style stout.
So
interesting.
So it was that weekend. Was just me clearing out my fridge, and I had all these Belgians in the back, and I'm like, you know what, boy, I'm gonna start cracking. I'm bringing it back, and then I felt terrible the next day.
I think this is all shaping up to the next version of this podcast, which is just strictly New England's and Belgian triples.
Well, I keep looking at. I
don't want to record that and have that out in the public.
I have exactly this. Right. I have this Chronomancers in the fridge.
Yeah, your Belgian quads.
Yeah, my Belgian quads, and I keep looking at them, and I'm like, tonight's the night. And then I look at them and I go, tonight's not the night. Tonight's not the.
That's like a halfway through the beer and
it's like a 12. It's like a 12% Belgian quad.
Yeah. It's a 12% journey to the center of the earth. You're going to pass out dad style, like the Detroit Lions game on Thanksgiving, just like sitting straight up, head back on the cushions, just going.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Wow. I mean, I haven't gotten over a Lions Thanksgiving game since Michael Kendricks got torched for 3 hours by Theo Riddick.
All right. Well, you got to keep bringing this down.
It's not bringing it down. They won a Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, but it was exciting being able to watch the Eagles on Thanksgiving, and then they got torched.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, but the next year they went down to Dallas and beat them.
That's super
Mark
satisfying.
Sanchez was that the game that Sanchez was at Pat's and Gino's at like 4 a.m. thinking he was a superstar?
Yes.
The butt fumble. I always remember the butt fumble. I can't think of him without the butt fumble.
No butt fumbles in Pennsylvania.
Nah, just wins, baby.
Yep, just wins. Just wins. If you're a backup quarterback in the city of Philadelphia, you will excel.
Yeah, well, watch out for Joe Flacco. He was once elite.
Go Blue Hens. Go Blue Hens.
All right, so next question on the list here. Usually we ask the brewers this. It's kind of that you're a brewer's favorite brewer, but
Exactly.
As the R&D department, what's your favorite brewery right now? Like what or what was a brewery that kind of motivated you to start Four Fingers with your dad?
Yeah.
It can be either or. You don't have to do both.
I know it's tough because like I genuinely like almost all of them. But I guess if I like Victory is one that I started with and kind of turned him on to. But I mean, Tired Hands, like obviously, and their juices were always incredible. So. But it's really
that's a little passé right now.
Controversial, right?
Yeah,
there,
I know.
Controversial opinion.
I hope the Enquirer's
Well,
not watching this.
Their beers were good. Their beers were good back in. Their beers are still good.
Yeah.
But
Separate the art from the artist.
Yep.
yeah, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if we really had like. I don't know if we had like a motivation. It was just like, I have all these beers. I try all these beers. Let's hope that they all taste like these. So
I think
I would
that's
say
kind of a
that
cool outlook from somebody who
Yeah.
isn't essentially like, brewing the beers and everything, but just to like get that, hey, we're kind of a conglomerate of everything around us. You said like Tired Hands, you said Victory, which like in terms of like on like any sort of spectrum are extremely polarizing because they're completely two different breweries.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's mad respect for Victory. They've gotten us into craft beer.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that was the inspiration for that. And as controversial as it is, Alien Church from Tired Hands is one of the best fucking IPAs out there. So I will die on that hill.
I'll still say Prayer Group was my top beer of last year.
Yeah, your top beer of last year was Prayer Group, a Feuder Lager. Feuder.
Yeah. I mean, what can you say there?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great, I would say that's a great outlook for any brewery is to, one, have that tie to the old school style of thinking,
Right.
but also knowing the current trends like with Tired Hands.
Right. All right.
yeah, I mean, I think we tried to try to make sure we have the IPAs covered, and just hope that as long as we're on par with the other breweries out there, and there's so many. I'm happy, I mean, I don't think we're not gonna knock everyone's socks off. Like, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel over here. But I think we have very, very good beer that I think everyone will enjoy. And, just trying to
I'd
make
agree
sure
with
we're
that.
right on
I
par with
agree.
everyone else.
Yeah, every beer we brought on the show today just, knocked it out of the park there, Fritz.
Uh-oh.
All right, let's wrap this up. We'll do a little bit of bonus time and we'll get out of here.
Yeah, we got to hear Brett Myers.
Yeah. All right, so guys, remember, follow, rate, review. It's at the top of the podcast. You can follow that.
Yep, 5-star party, baby.
5-star party. If you like the podcast, if you like this episode with Jack Fritz, go back and listen to our other podcasts with other great guests and brewers and all that other jazz.
Yeah, we've got a great discography.
Yep.
Just go back and
Tell your
take a
friends
listen.
about it. Four Fingers. Follow them on Instagram at Four Fingers Beer.
At Four Fingers Beer. For that, follow Instagram. It's at Jack Fritz, WIP.
Yep. If you want to see,
Is that where you got that amazing picture of him that we
that's
that we
sweet.
put up on there with the mullet?
Yeah, your John Daly face swap.
Yep. Exactly right.
Yep.
Exactly
Check
right.
out their website at fourfingersbeer.com as well. Guys, our social media, obviously, Instagram and Facebook at Best Best Friends Pod. That's Best Best Friends POD. It's always such a good one to have at the end. Guys, send us an email. We're tired of just getting emails from companies that want to offer us pubic hair shavers and websites.
Yep.
We want to talk to brewers. If you're a brewer that wants to be on, if you work at a brewery and you want to have the brewer on, send us an email. It's bestbestfriendspod@gmail.com. That's bestbestfriendspod @gmail.com.
All right, and if you are an audio-only listener, you are dumb, and you should hop on our live stream with us so you can interact with us and our guests, throw out questions, talk about why you think
You
wrongly.
get the visual aspect. Guys, you
Yeah.
could have saw the labels for Hazy Crazy and for, High Hops.
And you could have wrongfully told us that New Jersey is better than PA, which is wrong. And,
Wrong.
Yeah, you can interact and watch what we're doing every Monday or Tuesday. We'll let you know on Twitch at twitch.tv/bestbestfriendspodcast. That's twitch.tv/bestbestfriendspod.
I don't know why we always end on the weakest POD song.
Cast. That's your opinion. All right, let's wrap this up. We're going to go to bonus time. We'll do a couple minutes bonus time with Fritz. That's what you get when you join us for the live stream. Audio only listeners.
Yeah, guys, if you're
lose.
listening to the podcast this week on Wednesday, you're not going to get the Brett Myers country music experience because we're going to play a little sample of it just because you brought it up. We have to know.
Damn,
So.
we got to get moving. I'm going to pee my pants.
I know you've been
I'm
you've been
squirming
twitching.
around here. All right, Dan, just remember.
I love you. Always have.
All right, everybody listening at home, remember it's not goodbye forever. It's just
One more POD drop.
Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. It was the Clinton family. Best
Jesus
Best
Christ,
Friends podcast.
had to bring that in while you hit.
Always. Best Best Friends podcast, episode 78.
We're out.
See you.
All right, go Tinkle.
Oh, my God.
You got to visit the Tinkle Tank that quick.
I'm hurting.
All right, make it quick. This is like when you leave like Garth on the podcast and like Wayne leaves and he's like, I'm having fun. Not. So I am.
What?
He left the second banana here. Now I have to.
Wow.
I have to lead the
What?
podcast.
Wait, so we're still live. This is just extra time.
Yeah. So this is bonus footage. Typically, if Tinkle Toes didn't have to go take a pee, this is where we would just like kind of go into a Brett Myers video, and we're gonna watch just a sample of his country music because
Nice.
we have to see what this is. So
It's not. Yeah. I mean, I don't think you're missing much. As a guy that listens to a good amount of country music, I don't think you're missing much.
yeah, when I think Brett Myers, I think one, Jacksonville, Florida. He looks like Jacksonville, Florida. Like if Jacksonville, Florida was a person, it'd be Brett
Right.
Myers. And I just want to see what kind of country music this guy has cooked up.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what the one.
Does he have any just like epic song names?
What do you think?
Like just Red Solo Cup in the Sand or something?
No, he's got one called Kegerator.
Oh, of
where
course he
it's
does.
like, it's like I think it's like I bought a Kegerator. It's like, come on, man. Like,
Jesus, man.
Let's put a little more effort into it. I think one of them might be called Beer and Gasoline, but that might be a different country song.
If
But
Brett Myers
Kegerator-
has a song called Beer and Gasoline, I'm gonna make Tom Google it right now.
no, you should look up Kegerator. Kegerator's fire.
All right.
Jesus God. All right.
What? You're not excited? Check out some Brett Myers.
I'm always
country music?
anything.
Yeah, you're all refreshed. You're ready for it.
Kegerator.
I mean, I did.
I hope it's on Apple Music.
Through this as well.
Is Brett Myers just under there as Brett Myers?
I think it's Brett Myers music.
Let's see. Brett Myers music. Brett Myers. No.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. He looks like Kenny Powers.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
is he wearing
yeah.
an American flag vest?
Yep.
All
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, he is.
Drink this town drunk. Let's start with that one.
He has got a song called. Wait. All right. Hold on. Oh, boy. There's a lot going on here.
Yoga pants.
There's a song called Yoga Pants.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Work hard, play harder. This guy is every bumper sticker on the back of an F250 or like an F250.
Brett Myers. Brett Myers artist.
Oh,
there it is.
Oh,
Okay.
you got it? All right.
Mm-hmm. So what?
Granted, because of YouTube and everything, we can only play 30-minute slots of this.
30 seconds.
30.
So
I hope 30 minutes.
I feel like for fitting as it is, it goes with this podcast. Beercation.
Is there one? Oh, there's one called Beercation?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. So it sounds like he just got these loops off of GarageBand. Like he just
Probably did.
It all sounds like royalty free music.
Into work, 5 minutes late.
That's not responsible at all.
Yeah, good work ethic.
Have to dock my pay. I can't go on
God damn, this sucks.
living this way.
Jesus
It's
Christ.
so bad.
Thank God it's Friday. All I gotta do is just make it through the day.
Oh, he rhymes it at least, huh?
Down the
Uh-huh.
hours, grinding through the week. When the clock strikes 5, I'll tell you where I'll be.
On a beercation.
Nailed it. 12-ounce pussy.
All right. Well, that's enough of that. I've had my
Oh,
fill.
come on. We didn't get into Rebel and Me. Oh man, I hope it's a solid
All right.
just song of all lives matter right there.
All right. Do we want to do Drink This Town Drunk or Baptized in Gasoline?
Oh,
Oh, that was when I was thinking of baptizing gasoline, I think.
All right. Let's.
I mean, the thing is definitely terrible, but it's always funny to listen to.
There's another song called Drive My Truck.
Nice.
is it just like
Fritz, what did you bring to this fucking podcast?
Yeah, you're welcome.
I have to listen to this whole discography now.
he butt rock hopped our podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
double butt rock hopped.
Listen to your intro.
Dan, is this on the level of psychosexual?
Oh yeah, this is like country psychosexual here. Behind these eyes.
It's a winner.
You know there's a population that fucking loves this.
Yeah.
And they've got warrants. Wait, he just put an 8 he put an 808 he put an 808 hit right there for the breakdown.
Oh, he's the last of a dying. Oh.
Yeah, it sure is.
Yes, he's the last of a dying breed. Starters turn closers.
Yep. Back to starters. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oof, that was.
Terrible.
It's really genuinely bad.
Yeah, I know.
Um.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Can't wait for that clip on YouTube.
I feel like we got to get on. We got to get Jack on. We got to get him on Warwick's podcast.
Yeah, if they're gonna go, well, you know, they might go sports.
So, Ryan does a. Well, I guess the whole crew does a live stream They're getting away from the podcast and they're just doing the live stream because they're ripping our shit.
Yeah, they we started doing a live stream. They decided, hey, that's kind of cool. Let's do a live stream.
Well, we did a podcast first, and they're like, oh, that sounds cool. So they did a podcast, and then we switched to doing a live stream. And they're like, oh, that sounds cool too. So we'll do that. I mean, Ryan's super unoriginal. He's
got a terrible swing.
Yeah, he's got a terrible swing. He just uses Citra in every beer. But
we only rag on him because he's not in the chat anymore.
Yeah.
He hasn't joined us in a while.
Yeah, we even set up a Farkas cam for him.
Yeah.
I guess he's taking a couple weeks off and then he's coming back and he's going to be more concentrated. He's going to do a split of beer and baseball or beer and sports. Sports.
So
is he a Philly sports fan or is he?
I don't honestly.
I think it's just
know.
sports in general.
I think it's just sports in general.
So and I feel like we gotta get the pitching competition in there.
We have to,
for sure.
But I feel like Fritz is like the perfect guest to have on. That for them to talk beer and sports.
I feel like we're scouting for Warwick Farms now.
I know.
Yeah, it feels like it's like he does it for a living.
I've got my box score sheet under here. I've just been like, well, Fritz has been pretty cool. He brought Brett Myers. It's great YouTube footage right there. Hopefully Brett Myers, I can tag him in and he just says, fuck you guys. I hope I can get him.
He probably will. He searches his name on Twitter, so he will. Yeah.
He will try and choke us.
I just want him to like freak out on us on like social media at some point.
That'd be great.
And then have him on the podcast. Just watch him get drunk.
Yeah. The other thing is, I feel like have you heard of a Human Robot?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Very good beer.
They're I feel like you're so close to them. Like, yeah, just their lagers or just something else.
I feel like your dad just needs to hang out with Ken from like.
Oh my God!
Like just two dads just like yucking it up in a brewery together.
Have you ever met Ken from Human Robot? He runs.
No.
Do you know Memphis Tap?
No.
Memphis Tap Room. They're right by there. Ken, who's like a part owner of Human Robot, runs Memphis Tap Room.
When you were talking about dads on a podcast, all I could think about was Ken from Human Robot because he was just like the total dad on a podcast when we had them on, and like it was just him talking about like his daughter, and then like on the same breath talking about chewing edibles. It was just like, God damn, he's just talking about everything.
Yeah, I mean what they do is, I mean they have made like the not IPA beers cool again.
Oh, totally. 100%.
They're the spot to go for when you want like a lager or a pilsner. You go there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because my one of my best man at my wedding and one of my best friends opened up a craft beer bar / mini golf course in like right by St. Joe's Prep, so like Fairmount, and it's awesome. It's called Liberty Grounds. But they do like only craft beers within like 25 miles of the city, so they have a good amount of. I think they have a couple Human Robots on tap right now.
That's pretty cool.
I like that.
Yeah,
craft beer mini golf. I'm all about.
We'll have to go down there and record a podcast and drink some local beers.
I'm all for that.
I'll get our Pilsner Pirate shirts on for Human Robot.
Yeah, we'll rock our Pilsner Pirate shirts. All right, let's get Jack out of here.
Yep.
And what's our Phillies score looking at? Still 4-3?
It's 4-3. Bottom 7. Kutch is up. Bryce is on first. Feeling like a dinger?
I mean, if Kutch touches the ball, apparently it's a dinger because he's not. He's batting .235, but all he's doing is hitting dingers.
Yeah,
I know, it's funny.
It's not like hitting for base. It's just like everything he hits has to like
a career 300 hitter.
I know. He's been he was like woefully bad at the beginning of the season, but he's been really good for 2 months. So
I will never hate that guy. I loved him when he was at the Pirates too. Like he was one of my favorite players.
He's like that one that universally loved.
There was no reason to hate him. Yeah, like even at the Pirates, you're like, man, this guy rules.
Yeah. And Joe Giglio with the astute tweet of Reese crushed that. Thank you, Joe.
All right, stop picking on my guy. All right, relax.
What did Tucker tweet? I'm eating chili and milk.
No, Tucker probably tweeted like Jose Alvarez not a major league pitcher, even though he knows that's not true.
He's tweeting something about how Temple's cool.
Yeah. He's
Temple sports are
crazy.
relevant. That's all he's tweeting now.
I know he loves Temple.
All right, let's get Jack out of here. Jack,
that was good, man.
thank you very much for being on the podcast.
Yeah,
with
thanks
us.
so much. It was a ton of fun.
Yeah,
Of course.
yeah. Looking forward
We'll
to
have to do it again.
yeah. We'll keep in touch and looking forward to grabbing some more beers from Four Fingers.
Yeah, let's get this pitching competition underway.
I know. We'll
I'm orchestrating in my head. I'm gonna get a plan going with some a marketing plan. I'll send it to you in an email.
just
Get a zip
anything we could
folder.
possibly do to embarrass Ryan. It's
Oh,
just
anything we can do. He already has the mullet, so
yeah.
I mean, how much further can we embarrass him?
I was really hoping he kept that dad bod that he had going.
Yeah, he's losing weight,
yeah,
man.
he's starting
Look
to
at
lose
this guy.
weight.
He's just
I'm
getting
worried
cut.
now.
He's like MMA style, just cutting himself. Like he just like he's running around in a trash bag.
It's because he's got those New Balances.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's got the 405s.
he's got the 405.
Yeah. All right, Jack. All right. Well, let's end stream here. Let's cut this. All right, stream. Thank you for
Stream,
sticking
have a
with
good night.
us. We appreciate you. We'll see you next week with someone who's undetermined yet.